We're going to play some college football on Wednesday.
And I want to play with James Moore. I think it should be a challenge in college football 25 to win a game with James Moore as your quarterback. It should be a challenge.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear from this guy. Alex is on the ECU football team and has never met James Moore. I didn't know he was a real person until we saw him in the game yesterday. And I was able through back channels to find this guy and get him on the air. And we're going to talk to him now. He is the lowest rated player in EA Sports College Football 25. He is East Carolina quarterback James Moore joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. James, thank you for your time. How you doing, man?
Hi, Clip. Thanks for having me on your radio program.
James, I got to say I'm not very familiar with you. I missed out, which I don't follow recruiting that much anyway, but kind of missed out on your recruitment. Never heard of you until we fired up the game yesterday and saw you were East Carolina's fourth-string quarterback with a 12 rating, the worst rating in the game. So just tell us kind of a little bit about yourself. I see you're from Ohio, but other than that, give us your story, man.
Well, I wasn't highly recruited because I played for a very small school in northern Ohio. We barely had enough guys to fill out a team, and I only go outside if it's above 75 degrees or below 70 degrees. I don't really go outside, so it was kind of hard for me to get a lot of reps, as they say in football. That means repetitions,
Uh-huh.
And I think I impressed the one recruiter who came to see me. I had a really good game that day. It was 72 degrees, which was perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I completed one pass and only had 4 interceptions, and they said that was good enough.
Okay, so do you still go by that 70 to 75 policy? Because if so, you haven't been able to get any work in. We still don't have an indoor practice facility. So have you been able to get any work in this offseason?
Mostly mental work.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot about football. I've been buying a lot of books by guys like Joe Namath, Joe Theismann, mostly quarterbacks named Joe,
Yeah.
And that's really helped me out a lot. But no, I stick to my 70 to 75 degree outings. They've really kept my skin nice, which is good. And I just think it's best for my overall health, and my coaches understand. And I think the coaches at ECU have been willing to work with me on that too.
All right, we're getting to know the East Carolina quarterback James Moore. Mental reps, he says he's really, really getting in. James, some of your teammates don't even know you. Alex Harper is an intern here, a long snapper, and to be fair, there's probably people on the team that don't know the long snapper's name, but he's unfamiliar with you, and this probably has to do with you not being at practice much. So have formed any bonds on the team with your teammates?
I sent one email to the quarterback's coach, hasn't responded.
Wait, do you know his name?
I just sent it to quarterbackscoachecu@gmail.com. Was that not the right email address?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's fine. It's fine if you interrupt. That just means one more rep for me. But yeah, I haven't really reached out to any of the guys. I like to make in-person introductions. I like to talk to people face to face. I don't really get on social media that much. In fact, I kind of hate it because the one time I tried to start a Twitter account, all anybody said was what a terrible quarterback I was. I didn't really like that. So, yeah, I avoid social media. I avoid electronics pretty much altogether. It's shocking I'm even talking to you right now. I mostly don't even do the phone.
Well, we are calling you on a landline, and it sounds great, I got to say. So appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, I'm on a landline too. My parents allow me, 20 minutes a day on the phone, and I feel like that's plenty.
Wait, do you live at home in Ohio while attending ECU?
Yeah. I'm in northern Ohio right now. It's way too hot for me to go outside, as you could imagine. So just been sitting here reading. I did play a video game one time. Fortnite, have you heard of that one?
Heard of it, never played it.
Yeah, that one, I was really good at that. I think that'll translate to the football field, too.
James Moore joining us. Boy, it is good you don't have social media because you are being talked about a lot, James, with your 12 overall rating. I believe the lowest rated player in the game. Just amazing that you have a throwing power of 14. James, I mean, can you even throw the ball 10 yards? That's crazy.
Well, you mentioned the 12 rating. Is that not on a 1 to 10 scale?
No, sir. I'm sorry. It is 1 to, I think 99 is the highest I've seen.
Oh, I've been telling people I was way above average.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, those throwing numbers, I'm more of a dink and dunk person.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really have to throw very far. I mean, if my coaches asked me to, I'm sure I could chuck it up there 20, 25 yards if I had to. But I think they're mostly going to depend on me just handing the ball off to running backs, maybe pitching an option here and there. You see all the terminology that I've gained? I know these terms.
I can tell you've read Football 101. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, like we're going to do, I think if ECU wants me to run like a wishbone attack, like the Oklahoma Sooners did, see, I know football history too.
Well, so far you've mentioned Joe Namath, Joe Montana, and old Oklahoma Sooners. I feel like, have you been reading books from the 80s, I guess, 70s?
Yeah, much like my temperature gauge, I'll read books that were released from 1970 to 1985. And I feel like that'll serve me well. Anything past that, I don't think I really need to know. I think that'll interfere with the mechanics of my throwing and handing off motions. So I'm just keeping it simple up here in Northern Ohio.
James Moore, the first ever distance learning college football athlete. So are you going to be here, when the season starts? Are you going to go to games?
Really depends on the temperature.
Yeah.
No?
We might not see it till November, I guess.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I could be persuaded. My dad is a guy who went to ECU and a proud ECU alum. His name is also James. I'm James Jr., but he didn't want to put the junior on there because he likes for me to be my own man,
Yeah, sure.
And, he told me that all I had to do was show up and I would be on the team, and that's what I plan to do. You guys can decide that it'll only be 70 to 75 degrees every day of the season.
I think I see what's going on here now. Is your dad, does he happen to be like a billionaire, perhaps?
He has some money. He made a lot of money in pharmaceutical sales. And one of our homes is in Northern Ohio. We have 4 others, and one of those is in France. We're going to go there as soon as the temperatures get regulated in Paris. And, he has some money. I don't want to disclose, but he is one of the richest people in the world.
Okay, I think we figured out how James is a part of this football team. By the way, I can report that right now, James, I just looked it up. It is 73 degrees in Paris. I don't know if you have a private jet, but you may want to hop on it right now.
Got to cut this short clip. Got to get on the helicopter and get out to there. We got to get over to Paris as soon as possible. But no, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll be back in time for the season. We like to do our summers in Paris because the temperature is a little bit nicer for what I like to do outdoors. But don't you guys worry. I want all the Pirate fans to know that I'll continue reading all about football and learn the coaches' names at some point and maybe even introduce myself to a teammate or two once I show up in Greenville.
Oh, okay, good. You got the name of the city correct. It's almost like you just learned it today, but that's great. Well, James, we will let you run or fly, I guess, because you got places to go and 70 to 75 degree temperatures to be in. So thank you for joining us, letting us know a little bit about your background. Good luck this season if you ever do make it here to Greenville, and maybe we'll talk to you again down the road. Would love to talk more football with you.
Absolutely, Clip. Thank you again for having me on your program. This has been fun.
All right, there is East Carolina quarterback James Moore.
So he's not getting a lot of physical reps.
No.
But getting plenty of mental reps.
And that's part of it, right, Alex? You got to be mentally prepared.
You do, but I'll tell you this. I wish I had his summer workout program.
Yeah. Got that 70 to 75 degree window where if it is lower or higher than that, he just doesn't step outside.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's playing football in eastern North Carolina where we will probably get that level of temperature for probably a week.
Maybe one Saturday, maybe one game practice week.
Maybe. It'll just be high 80s, and then it'll drop to low 60s, and then the next week it'll be in the 20s.
So James Moore, his best performance in front of a scout, 1 touchdown, 4 picks.
Could you imagine that 1 week where it's between 70 and 75 degrees, but say it's like say it's 74 or maybe 71, and it keeps bouncing back from 76 to 74, and he has to keep running inside
to the Murphy Center?
Yeah, like he has to keep. And
He's
then
watching the game from the glass door on the Murphy Center.
And then he keeps checking the temperature, and it gets back down to like 73, and he's like, all right, I'll run it back out there. And as soon as he gets out there, it's back to 76, and you just see James Moore back and forth to the field to the Murphy Center.
Jamie said, I can see why he's 4th string. I don't think he could command the team. Tyler said, Jamie, his profile says field general. So, again, he has emailed John David Baker, although I don't think that's the right. He might have more than one email, though.
No, that's definitely, I don't think that's the right one. So someone needs to give him the right email address so he can get up with Coach Baker.
We may be the only people on planet Earth that has this contact information.
Yeah.
So we might have to do it.
Maybe I'll give you his number. You pass it along to JDB.
And let's also tell JDB, like, hey, this is your 4th-string quarterback. Like, this is James Wood. He's going to be getting up, or James Moore. He's going to be getting up with you pretty shortly.
I don't know, man. Maybe we get this guy on because he sounds like he's not going to be at the games. Maybe he could be our 5th quarter analyst this year because we got it nice and in between 70 and 75 here in the Pirate Radio studios. We could have an actual player on the team.
And then the AC goes out and he has to leave.
It has to bounce. James Moore, worst quarterback in college football.
He seemed like a nice guy. Like, he seemed pretty humble. Like,
especially for his background. He's a billionaire, a billionaire's kid.
Yes, son of a billionaire.
Yeah. But
he's an SOB.
So, I mean, how humble can you be? 1 completion in front of the scout, 1 completion, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, again, he said that was good enough. You give a couple of billion, you can be as bad as you want.
And
money
look,
talks.
He says he's a dink and dunk guy. Like, we can have some packages just for him.
Too bad we have the wrong OC for him now.
I look forward to playing with James Moore in the game. Make sure you check your temperatures at kickoff on the video game.
Yes.
Has to be between 70 and 75.
Because I like the realistic experience. We were talking about it yesterday. I punt on 4th down, even though I ran a fake. That was just for, S's and giggles.
For the memes.
But I like to play realistically, so don't put James Moore in the game unless it is 70 to 75 degrees.
So on the depth chart, you see his name. But then if you change the temperature to, like, let's say 85 degrees, and then you go into the game, you look at the depth chart.
He's not there.
He's not there. James Moore is no longer available.
Sam says we had James Summers. Could it be James Spring? Could be James Fall. He's got to find a spot in that perfect temperature. James Moore. Wow. Do you feel, I don't know, more confident, less confident about this guy after hearing that interview, Alex? Or is it just at a cool 70 degrees? It's got it right there in the middle.
Cool
72 and a half.
All right, Pirate fans. You're not going to find that anywhere else. James Moore joining us on the program today.
I just want to know who the recruiter was that went to his game.
Yeah, he deserves to be fired.
Maybe he has been. I don't know.
1 completion, that's good enough.
If y'all have more questions now, we can perhaps try to get him back on.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he literally isn't doing anything. He is sitting inside.
No, yes, he is. He's getting mental reps in. He's reading a book by Joe Theismann.
He's got plenty of football to read.
He is reading books that are 40 plus years old about the game of football.
We should have asked him what his favorite football movie was.
Remember the Titans?
We've got so many questions now. We got to get him back on.